Today, we're looking at Google My Business. To recap on what we did last time, we were looking at Google Search Console. So this is really useful if you're engaged in any form of SEO activity. If you're looking to improve your Google search results, this is the tool for you. It helps you can glean really useful data here to help improve your website performance. You can see what keywords are ranking, what isn't, what pages are ranking well and what aren't. It also helps you identify technical issues on your website as well. If you have an issue, it will send you an email and you can either fix that yourself or get your web developer to do that. Google Search Console, we looked at how to integrate that with Google Analytics and how to use both those tools for greater insight into your marketing campaigns. So measuring the data, analyzing it, and then adjusting your marketing campaigns based on this data. So you're really making data-driven business decisions using these tools. The next tool that integrates with Google Analytics and Google Search Console is Google My Business. Now, I'm sure all of you will have encountered Google My Business in your searches on Google, and I hope anyone with a website has claimed or set up their Google My Business page. Google My Business is a free tool. It lets you manage how your business appears on Google Search and Google Maps. It allows you to add your business name, your location, your hours, so you can keep that really up to date if people have searched for your business in Google and you're not open that day. It's really important to keep those hours up to date, and so you can easily do that via Google My Business. It allows you to monitor and reply to your customer reviews. Again, that's really important for those of you with a review strategy. It allows you to add photos. So just to help give people an idea of what your business is about, even before they jump on your website, by adding photos to Google My Business. This really helps. And also your customers can add photos too. They can tag you and that will be added. Google My Business also gives you some insight into your keywords that are driving traffic to your website, not just your brand name, but those generic keywords that relate to your business. So it helps you understand where and how people are searching for you. So this is what it looks like, and I'm sure it's very familiar to you all. So in this example, I searched for Brisbane hairdresser. So we get this view in Google. So this is called the local search results, or in marketing jargon, it's called the local stack in SEO terms. So this is the gold dust for your SEO and optimization if you are a local business. And then I went to search for this business here, Elysium Hair Brisbane, and this is their Google My Business display. So this is effectively Google's directory listing, where we can get the photographs, we get the business name, and those all important reviews. Just take note here of own this business. So some of you might see that you've got a business listing there, but you actually haven't claimed it. So this is one way in which you can claim your business listing, is by hitting that Own This Business button. If you're new to Google My Business, you might be just thinking about launching a new business or new website. So to set up your Google My Business, a key factor is to make sure that you're using your same email address that you use for your Google Analytics. So same email address and password. And that's true for any of these Google platforms. So you want to have the Google My Business, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console under the one account. So then it's very easy for them to share the data. Once you've, and to set up your account, you just go into Google and search for Google My Business, and that will take you through step by step to set it up. It's very easy and very clear. Once you get to the point of verifying your business, you can do this via several ways. So one is a postcard. So if you're a physical business, you might want to do that. They send you a postcard with a verification code. That used to be the only way to do it. But now you can do it by phone, by email, and also by Search Console. So if you've verified your business via Google Search Console, you can then instantly verify your business. So once you get your verification code, just log into Google My Business, hit verify, pop in that code, and off you go. While you're waiting for if you do choose these other methods, the postcard, that takes ages. So I highly recommend going with one of the others, but you can still optimize your listing while you're waiting to verify. It's really important to optimize your listing. So that means complete it as much as you can, give as much information that is applicable to your business. A well-optimized listing or fully optimized listing is something that factors in Google's search algorithm. So it's a box to tick to help with your SEO. And one of the most important factors when you're optimizing your listing, so this is putting in, your name, address, phone number, email, opening hours, but also to you have the opportunity to categorize your business. So they have business categories. You have one primary category and you have 9 secondary categories. For some of us, it's very simple. We might be a hairdresser or a hotel. And so then that's your primary. It's pretty easy to determine. But then, if you're a hotel, you might have a secondary listing of restaurant and so on. But if your business has multiple areas, like my business, for instance, I have a web design and marketing consultancy. So I have to choose between one of those for the primary business listing. So just if you have multiple, just take care, see what your competitors are listed as, and just take care before you select that primary listing. And a note on setting your service area, and I'll show you this in real time in a moment, but if you're a bricks and mortar business, then that's very easy. It takes in your address, but for example, you might be operating a business from home. You can operate an e-commerce business, or you're servicing clients, not servicing them from the physical location, but going out to people. Then you want to take a look at what is your service area. We had a question that arose in our last session, which was Melissa was having trouble getting she has an e-commerce business that operates outside Australia, and her French client couldn't leave a review. So what we discovered is she hadn't set her service area up outside Australia. It just said Australia. So if you're servicing customers outside Australia with your e-commerce business, then you can only do it on a country by country basis. There's no sort of worldwide option. So just pop in the countries that you're servicing, and then people will be able to leave reviews in your on your profile. You can download the Google My Business app to your phone, and this allows you to update things on the fly, respond to a review, change your operating hours. There's also a messaging service in Google My Business. it's up to you whether you use that. I think we already, if we're running a small business, we've already got multiple ways in which people can contact us. This just adds another. Yes, it's might be convenient for people, but you've got to really be able to answer promptly. So you might have the people power to do that, but anyway, that can be done via the app. Just to put that out there. I recommend monitoring your account, your Google My Business account once a month, having a look. The interface gets updated. It's a good reminder to respond to these reviews as well. You might get a review and think, oh, I'll respond to that later. And then we all get busy and don't do it. So they send you, Google My Business sends you a monthly update with some summary information. I find this is a good prompt to jump in and go, okay, grab your coffee and look at the full report. So we're looking at things like here, they call them search queries. In SEO terms, we call these keywords. So having a look at what keywords are driving traffic to your business, who's asking for directions, how many website visits and calls, and a lot more. A live Google My Business area. And we'll just have a look. So we log in and you get to the home section. So this is gives you a summary. It's quite busy. Of what's going on. So you can have a look at the performance here, how many views, searches, and other activity. What were people doing when they interacted with your Google My Business profile. This is a handy little section here. If you've got a review strategy, so for example, you might be an accommodation business and send out an automated email once your guests have left, or maybe I've had them during my stay. It just depends on what platform you're using, or you've got products that you want to follow up after the purchase. And you want to encourage people to review on Google. If you hit share review form, you can select there's a little link and you can add that to your emails and just encourage people, if they've enjoyed their stay with you or using your product or the experience, then, we would be grateful for a review. And the reason we want to encourage reviews, obviously people research products and services before making that purchase decision. So, and Google My Business is a prominent way in which they do this, but it also helps with your ranking in Google. So it's Google reviews is quite a key ranking factor in the Google, in the algorithm. So all ties in with your SEO strategy as well. So we can see here, this particular profile is at 80%. There's probably more that we could do to get that to 100% optimization. If you can, great, because again, it's not a huge factor in your rankings, but it can't help. And it's also providing your potential customers or your existing customers with useful information. Just to flag that this Google My Business might look different to they look different depending on your business type as well. So if this doesn't look like yours, that's okay. And they update this interface quite often. The post section, I find this really useful. They're like little blog posts that you can add to Google My Business. And I'll just show you a quick example of this. If I go Yoga Lilydale, if I go Kindred Warrior Yoga, and then I scroll down here and I've made, there's little posts here. So it just sort of gives you more real estate in the search results. It doesn't help with your SEO, but when people are searching for your brand name, they can see what you've got on offer there. So in these posts, it could be for an event you've got coming up, and they can be timed to expire as well. Or you can put products or offers in there too. So that's quite useful. Then you've got the information section. So we want to make sure this is all filled out. So again, if you're not operating on a bricks and mortar location, we just select no location and then put in service area here. And here is where we select our categories. So this primary category is an artist, but if you're a hotel, you will pop in hotel. You might be a bed and breakfast, you put in bed and breakfast. Just go through and have a look and see what best, just by clicking on this edit icon here. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. You've got your hours there. If you've got special hours, so that might be you're closed on a public holiday, and so on, you can add those, and that's really useful. It gives people extra information. And you can have your short name there, in case you need to use it in any correspondence or any marketing. You can give it a short name rather than a string of numbers, and so on. Now we come to the insight section. This section is updated and changed quite regularly. So if we click here on, you can see insights are moving. So if I click on the new performance report, which I think is just quite new recently. Okay, business profile interactions for this one. We don't have a lot because it's not a physical location. They're not really going to the maps, and we discourage calls to this particular business, and we don't have messaging on. But if you did engage in this sort of thing, then that is there. This is showing you how people found you via search, via maps, and it breaks it down to desktop and mobile as well. These are the keywords, or they call them queries, that are driving traffic to this particular website. So that gives you a little bit more information there. If you wanted to see more, you just hit see more. So this is an artist who does pet portraits. So this is what she's ranking for here. And again, just be mindful that they're up in the process of updating this. So you might log in and it looks different. But this is what we've got to work with at the moment. Here, you can see how customers are searching for your business. So in this instance, this particular business has not done much marketing on brand awareness. If your brand was well recognized, you had been doing some brand awareness marketing, then you would see more of this green, that people are searching for your brand name in Google. However, this is showing that all the searches for this particular month, so nearly 95% of searches are coming from the business profile categories and those keywords. Then you can see where customers view your business on Google. So whether it's in those search results that I showed you before, the local search stack, or whether it's on Google Maps. And with this business, it's very few Google Maps. It's all really in the search results. And here we look at the actions that people take when they're on either that local listing or the map listing. So did they go and view your website? Did they ask directions? So if you're a bricks and mortar operation, you would have a directions, understanding how many people asked directions and how many people called you. Now, the call you information would display down here. That can be useful if you're, let's say you are a business, I don't know, you might sell computers, or you might be a hotel, and you're looking at your phone calls, and this breaks it down by day of the week. And you might see that on a Wednesday afternoon, actually, we're really busy with phone calls. So then you could adjust your staffing just to make sure someone's available there to take those calls. So that's one way in which it could be useful. And then we get down to photos. So we're always encouraged to by Google to add photos to your business. This just gives people a feel of what your business is about before they even jump onto your website. And your customers can also add photos to the business as well. This is where you would go in to update, to see your reviews and reply to your reviews. We don't have any in this section at the moment, but that it's very clearly laid out if you've got your reviews there. And I highly recommend replying to your reviews straight away. Even if you get a bad review, just reply to it and learn from it. If you've got a malicious review, sometimes, like, Google's smart enough now to often pick up on a malicious review and not display it as well. So so just always respond to it. So if it's someone, you know, that has never stayed with you or never used your services, pop that in and just explain that in obviously in the nicest possible way, and then often that won't show. So just it's really useful to be timely when you're answering your reviews. Messages is where I said you can activate that Google My Business messaging service, and you need to turn that on. So that just looks like this, and you hit the button and off you go. Photos is where you can add more photos. So this one, and this will look different depending on your business. So Google knows that this business is categorized as an artist. If you were an accommodation business, it would look very different up here. You can put your exterior, you know, the team, the rooms, and so on and so forth. And then you can just keep adding your photographs there. Products, this is if you're especially if you're an e-commerce business, but even if you're not and you've got particular products, you can hit get started, and it's very straightforward. You need to have an image, a description. You can link back to your e-commerce, the relevant e-commerce page in your website. So that's really useful. It's just maximizing the space you have on these search results. And website, ignore that. That's Google My Business has the option to build your own website. I actually don't know anyone who's done that, so just ignore that one. And then users, if you've got someone, a third party working on your Google My Business for your marketing, say, you can add them there as a user. Got some homework for you for your next session. So if you're a new business or you haven't claimed your Google My Business, go in and set up Google My Business. And if you're all set up, have a go at optimizing your Google My Business and try and get it to 100%. All right, everyone, bye for now.